Good evening from Sweden, and welcome to today's video, which is a short video about the importance of letting the people go that needs to go. So when it comes to relationships, it is easy for us to try to hold on to the memory of what it was like when everything was good and when the relationship was at its best, instead of viewing it as it is now in the current time of reality, and desperately we try many times to hold on to what was instead of realizing what truly is. And when we do that, sometimes it is a relationship where maybe, and when I say relationship, I'm not talking about a specific kind of relationship. I'm talking about relationships in general. So I'm not talking about romantic relationships only. I'm not talking about friendships only. I'm not talking about family relationship or work relationship. I'm talking about the principles of relationships. Okay. So it is important to remember that when it comes to a spiritual path, it is about letting ourselves grow individually. But when our individual journey is supported by another and we grow together, then that is a spiritual relationship because it contributes to our spiritual growth. Ultimately, actually, no matter if it's a so-called good relationship or bad relationship, there's always some learning to do. And we're never drawn to certain people by just a coincidence. It is because that there's something that we need to experience or something in us that attracts some things. So I don't believe in coincidences, but it is also important that if we need to learn some lessons and grow, we have to be willing to let go of the people that needs to go, that simply doesn't serve the purpose anymore, the purpose of whatever it was. But that doesn't mean that you have to judge if this is good or bad. It's simply just that things have changed and you are on a different path now than you was for maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, so 6 months ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. So now it's time to let go of what was and be grateful for what was, but now but it's time to move on. Maybe you feel that it's not time to move on and there's something that you want to, it is a person that you want to stay in your life and you can still see potential for growth and all of that, but you have to stay conscious to keep going on the path that you want to go and all of that. And then you work on that and you have an open and honest conversation about that. But no matter what it is about not trying to make people be as you want them to be, but accept that all of us are on a spiritual journey, and it is about us respecting one another enough to say that I respect your journey and I am not the one to judge what is right or wrong, but I know that for me this is right, you know? And everyone comes in to one's life for a reason, but it's not always up to us to even know what that reason is for, because sometimes it is beyond human understanding. We cannot always understand what the reason for everything is. It's just that we need to trust that all is as it should. But we also have a responsibility in all of it and to choose wisely as we can with the knowledge that we have, and to learn from past experiences so that we can grow and be open to new things to come. Because if we haven't learned the lesson from the first relationship, whatever it was, if you had a friendship and it wasn't you were letting yourself not be treated very good and all of that, if you hadn't learned from that lesson what it was you were supposed to learn, you would just attract a new kind of friend in your life that will treat you the same way, so you have to repeat the same lessons again, just as in school. If you don't pass the test, you will have to go the whole course over again. Like you have to until you learn it, right? So you pass the test. It's the same thing when it comes to our spiritual growth. The same lessons will repeat in life. The same kind of relationships will occur until that we have learned the lessons. But this is so important. That is why I have titled the video as the importance of letting the people go that needs to go. We have to remember that life is not supposed to be stagnant. The view of what we have in general about that everything should be for a lifetime, otherwise something has gone wrong. That is not true. I think that we are in each other's lives for a certain amount of time because we are supposed to be there for a certain amount of time in order for us to develop in the way that we're supposed to develop too. And if we're only supposed to be in each other's life for 10 minutes or 10 years or a lifetime or whatever it may be, that is not up to us to judge as right or wrong, because we are simply just contributing, all of us, to the wholeness in each other's life all together. And it's not right or wrong, you know. So yeah, that was what I was thinking about today. I love you and I wish you a beautiful evening. Bye for now.